video was not generated by a neural network. I've seen so many identical videos lately where after a couple of people everyone started copying the same idea, that I just won't use it again. So first, I suggest taking a quick, simplified look at how searching the internet works now. Most of you probably use Google Chrome as your browser, and Google Search as your primary tool for searching the internet. A significantly smaller proportion of you use Firefox, Safari, and DuckDuckGo. Of course, this may differ for individual countries where their search engines are developed and have a larger market share. After you open your browser, there is an input box where you type in the address of the site or your search query. For example, location in Paris, directions to popular places. Then press Enter and the search engine page opens up. In my case, it is Google. The result is presented as links to hundreds of different sites. Google uses certain algorithms to sort the sites and shows some of them at a higher or lower position. Each system has different algorithms, so the results and their quality may vary. If you want to know more about how search engines work, leave a comment or like this video, and I will make another one about it. Now, the most relevant and appropriate answers are often on the first page of search results. The rest is up to you. You can open the links that you find most relevant to you. The information must be gathered and analyzed manually. If one site was not enough or not what you want, you have to go to another. If after opening several resources you still do not get the answer, you can try your luck and go to second, third or so pages of the search or change your query and try to find information in other ways. Admittedly, I rarely use even the second page of the search. Then, what does ChatGPT have to do with it? Well, to begin with, ChatGPT, just like any other neural network, is not a full-fledged artificial intelligence. ChatGPT is based on a mathematical model trained on a large amount of text data, which has no consciousness. ChatGPT can answer questions thanks to its ability to analyze a lot of text data and find links and patterns in it. If you haven't had a chance to try it out yet, I will show you an example. I enter the same query that I used to show you how the search engine and search results work. And this is what I get. Just a list of some places. I can ask again and again. The answers may be the same or different, but I still have to compose my final route by hand. So this answer, if not worse, is about the same level as Google's. Recall that the Google results offered me a set of routes compiled by someone else in advance, based on their preferences and calculations. It didn't take context into it, and I had to write down all the places, look them up on the map, and create a route from them to get a meaningful result. It seems to be the same here. But now I will show you something else. I will modify this query and complete it with details and my suggestions. This is how it will look now. I am going on a vacation to Paris. Can you make me a 3-day route to visit the most interesting places? Please make sure you include the locations from Emily in Paris TV series, the Arc de Triomphe, the Eiffel Tower, and the Air and Space Museum, and also exclude Notre Dame de Paris. Consider the distance between them on the map and their locations, so that the road is consistent and does not take too much time to move. You may notice that I have added information about the length of stay, a preference for some specific places and locations from the TV series, as well as taking into consideration the distance between places on the map. Here's what came up in the end. It is a big list organized by days that includes everything I asked for. I also checked on the map, and these places aren't far from each other and can be visited on foot in one day. You don't want to spend your entire vacation in a cab, do you? It is also important to consider stops for photos, enjoying the views, direct visits to some places, snacks, etc. So the number of places on the list looks appropriate. Of course, you can't just rely on the resultant plan for now, and it will be a few more years before we have really interesting products to rely on. But even now, it looks amazing. This plan still needs to be analyzed, but it already includes a pretty good foundation, especially if this is your first time in Paris. You can also expand the query and provide details and clarifications so that the neural network understands you better. Some people believe that we will see the emergence of the profession of prompt engineering, which will be people who specialize in composing queries for neural networks. To get good results, you have to be good at managing the data you have and making the right queries. And this is also a skill. What does Microsoft do? Now that you have an idea of how Search and ChatGPT work, let's move on to what happened. Not long ago, Microsoft announced a significant investment in OpenAI, the developer of ChatGPT. Also, immediately after that, a presentation was scheduled that ended up showing that OpenAI technology will be built into the Bing Search service and Office products like Word, Excel, and more. The new Bing Search has already been launched, but its access is limited. Here's how it will look once it launches. You enter a query and get the traditional search output and the result from the generative version. The generative version also provides links to the sources used in the response provided. Similar services have existed before. Perplexity AI, Behind.com, You.com. However, they were not popular, and only a small circle of people were familiar with them. This is the first one on such a large scale, so everyone is talking about it. Why is Google behind? In fact, even before Microsoft announced its presentation and showed the new Bing Search there, Google already had its presentation scheduled for early February that dealt with the same topic, but things didn't go according to plan. Now that the Microsoft has shown its solution, Google has gone from being the leader to playing catch up, and even with its presentation afterward, it didn't surprise anyone. Microsoft seemed to be ahead of the game, and they really succeeded. The Google presentation didn't go too well either. Almost immediately, users found mistakes there, saying their technology is still too raw. The rush of Google is also understandable. Investors need to understand what the company is trying to do and what its plans are. By making a move, Microsoft and Bing and their Edge browser will undoubtedly gain some new market and users, which part we are unlikely to find out unless they tell us. But competition is always a good thing. Google could keep giving us search results for years, and we would be fine with it just the way it is. Now they will have to move and do everything much faster. There is no time to rest anymore. It's worth realizing that it is unlikely that Google has lost or will lose the race right now. And we are definitely in for a big change in search engines and how they work and how we use them. Though nothing lasts forever. Everyone used to use Nokia, but where are they now? I think that very soon we will see search engines gradually turning into some kind of chat or chatbot with which you can communicate and get information from them. Most likely, in the future, we will also see speech synthesis allowing us to communicate directly with search engines through voice and receive voice responses without having to interact with input devices. It is possible that in a few years we will have the first chips that will allow us to mentally transmit queries to such systems and receive responses directly into the brain, thereby avoiding keyboard input and voice interaction. These are just my speculations, but I don't think they are far from reality, because both technologies already exist, and it is only a matter of time before they are combined. Well, on that note, I have to wrap it up. I hope you found this episode interesting. If you want more episodes like this, please like and leave your comments. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It is a great way to show your support. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week. Bye.